How about that Louisiana-Arkansas State game last night? I know a lot of people didn't watch it, but let me just tell you, that game came down to the final seconds and also just a couple yards. Or rather, a couple of inches, rather. Arkansas State came up short, and the Raging Cajuns are still alive for a bowl game. Don't worry, Arkansas State. You played well. Just gotta hope you win the next one. That was the good from last night. Now on to the bad. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I'm the Grizz, and ladies and gentlemen, we got the NFL Power Rankings after Week 11. And we'll also talk about the Thursday game. You know, so that I was going to do it yesterday, but then I suddenly forgot, so this was the makeup day for Friday. If you're enjoying the series of Grizzly Talks Football so far, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button as well, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. Helps the channel a lot. Without further delay, let's get to the Thursday game before we get all settled in. In just a few seconds, you're going to see why my face cam is a little smaller this time. But anyways, in last night's game, Buffalo Bills lost to the Texans 23-19 in a game they could have won 25-23. I know some of y'all probably watching, probably thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Let me take you back to 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Buffalo is at Houston's 23-yard line and it's 4th and 1. That is a 41-yard attempt. Keep in mind, Matt Prater made a 44-yard field goal at some point in the game. Oh wait, he made one a 44-yarder in the second quarter. He can make that kick and you still have a lot of time to come back and win. But Sean McDermott decides to go for it on 4th and 1, 2-yard loss for James Cook. And what was that so significant? Had they chosen to kick a field goal at that time, it would only have been a 1-point game. So Buffalo, with that circus Boise State kind of play, they were in field goal range. And it came down to what, a 4th and 6 from the 22-yard line? They take the points with 10 minutes left to go. They kick a field goal, which is a 40-yarder at that situation, and they take the lead by 2. And since Houston's out of timeouts, they really don't have much time to go down the field. So realistically, more likely than not, if the Bills take the points, they win the game. But of course, Sean McDumbass decides not to kick a field goal, and it costed him the game. That pissed me off so much because, you know, he really tried to beat Dan Campbell so much. I mean, Kyle Whittingham tried the same thing, and it cost him the Holy War. And also, I found that Utah's that led the directors on the playoff committee. Shit. You're telling me that whining little bitch is on the playoff committee? But anyways, yeah, Sean McDermott, this is not only on Josh Allen, but this is also on you. Oh yeah, by the way, Google updated the UI for these, stats. So they added the rankings, amount of time sat, longest run, longest receptions, targets, as you can see there. Makes it that much easier to calculate. But as you can see, Josh Allen had a miserable night. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 250 yards. James Cook had a solid game, 116 yards and a touchdown. Leader receiving was actually Khalil Shakir. Thanks a lot, by the way. 8 catches on 110 yards. I mean, the Bills' defense wasn't awful. I mean, yardage-wise, they actually did pretty well, but they just could not get to Davis Mills a single time. There was a missed extra point from Matt Prater, but he was 2 for 2. Would have been 4 for 4 had McDermott not been an absolute buffoon. There was also a Ray Davis kickoff return for a touchdown for 97 yards. As for Houston, Davis Mills, not a bad game. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Run game was okay, I guess. 2 touchdowns went to Christian Kirk and Jaden Higgins. Another Jaden Higgins touchdown. That's interesting. Higgins was targeted 9 times. That's interesting. But yeah, this defense was pretty much the focal point. I mean, it was almost always a loss, like down the stretch. And also, Houston's defense had a grand total of 8 sacks in this game. 2.5 for Will Anderson, 2 from Danielle Hunter, and even Kalen Bullock had 2 picks, forced a fumble that was recovered by Jalen Reed. This defense is legit. Oh yeah, and they also show you the longest return for punts and kicks. They also show you extra point percentage. And they also show punting for touchbacks and longest punts. So that's pretty cool. I like this new UI Google is using. I hope they keep it. I hope the Bills don't keep Sean McDermott for long because he is a freaking clown in disguise as a head coach. I'm telling you right now, you watching this video, you watch the screen, you became the head coach of the Bills, your team wins the game because you actually decided to kick a field goal. I'm going to have to call Sean McDermott Sean McDumbass from now on. And now, of course, the moment you've all been waiting for, the NFL Power Rankings past Week 11 heading into Week 12. Don't worry, I already made a list. Starting at the bottom at number 32, we have ourselves the Tennessee Titans at number 32. Pretty self-explanatory. The only one-win team in the entire NFL. Mike McCoy not doing much better than Brian Callahan, even though Callahan was kind of dealt a bad hand. Cam Ward looks promising. The rest of his offense, terrible. And Calvin Ridley's out for the year now. Well, maybe with the exception of Shamir Dyke and Eli Ayumander. Sorry, I was trying to remember the name of the other receiver. At least the defense looked at least serviceable, but yeah, they're definitely held back by their pathetic offense. At number 31, we got the New York Football Jets, Jets. Literally almost the same thing, except their defense is pretty much unknown. Justin Fields got benched for Tyrod Taylor against Baltimore, even though I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. Did get 2 wins against the Bengals and Browns, but that's pretty much the only high side they have. Garrett Wilson's been hurt for a while. Breece Hall's still balling out, but he's pretty much the only big baller right now for the offense for the Jets. And that's why they're 31. Number 30, we have got ourselves the Cleveland Browns. Traded away Joe Flacco and decided to start a couple of rookies that, Shadour's playing against the Raiders. Oh boy. Don't exactly have much of a run game. Jerome Ford has not been great. Quinshon Judkins is literally the only great running back right now for the Browns. Besides Judy, really no wide receiver 2. If you want to count Cedric Tillman as one, you can. And of course, the defense is led by Carson Schlesinger and Myles Garrett. Mason Graham's starting to emerge as well. I think the defense definitely has a little bit of a bright future, but the offense, that's a little debatable. And now we got number 29, which is the New Orleans Saints, who we play on Sunday. Good news about this Saints team is that every single game except for a couple, they were in it the entire way. And they're coming off a bye week after they beat Carolina. Kellen Moore has got his team staying in the game, and with the roster you have, that's a really good coach there. Olave and Kamara, and also some bit of Kendrick Miller, along with Jawan Johnson, are really the big bright spots for New Orleans' offense. Maybe Tyler Shock could be good. DeMario Davis and Cam Jordan, of course, leading the defense, alongside Pete Werner, Cooley McKinstry, Alontae Taylor and company as well. This Saints team could be competitive in the near future, but I'm not betting on it. At number 28, we have the New York Football Giants. Pretty much decimated by injuries. First Blake Neighbors, now Cam Scatterboo, then of course Jackson Dart. I think he is playing this upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. Run game, honestly, not even that bad. It's pretty much Singletary and Scatterboo. I don't know what happened to Tyron Tracy. He's been injured as well. Receiving core has been just okay for Jackson Dart. With Malik Neighbors out, it really took a dip. As for the defense, that defensive line is legit. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. You also got some good linebacker core. Maybe defensive backs can be improved. This Giants team definitely had a lot of promise until the injuries started piling up. At number 27, we have got the Las Vegas Raiders. They're kind of the same thing as the Browns, but they actually have a veteran quarterback instead. Ashley Jeanty looked promising. Trey Tucker has a good season going for him. Did trade away Jacoby Myers, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Raiders, Geno Smith has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns this year. At least the defense looks promising with guys like Max Crosby and Polamalu. Max Crosby might actually be on his way out. Up next, number 26, we have the Washington Commanders. Also, a better team decimated by injuries in the NFC East. Jaden Daniels, to be specific. Terry McLaurin's been out for a couple games. Debo's starting to emerge as a pretty good wide receiver for them. Running game, without Brian Robinson, honestly, not the worst. A senior citizen defense, honestly, they're not doing so bad. They're just decimated by injuries, that's all. And also, they lost their magic from last year. Number 25, yes, you know it. It is, of course, the Atlanta Falcons. 3-7, could go 3-8 if they lose to the Aints. 5 straight L's after a 3-2 record. What happened to the team that beat the Bills? Penix is out. Drake London's been hurt for a couple of games. Darnell Mooney as well. Our offense is just absolutely I don't know, stale except for the run game. At least the defense looks very promising. Jeff Ulbrich completely turned that around. And yeah, one of my hot takes was that the Falcons would finish in top 5 in sacks, and we are currently second right now. Or maybe third because of that 8-sack game for Houston. I don't know, but by the end of the season, we better fire Zach Robinson and Raheem Morris. Stop having personal connections and start firing people. We need to start winning games. At number 24, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. And yes, I'm putting them above Atlanta, literally because their offense is a lot better than ours. It's definitely going to be a huge issue offensively with Jamar Chase suspended against the New England Patriots. But other than that, Joe Flacco, he's been the backup QB they needed before Joe Burrow eventually comes back. Chase Brown's starting to emerge again. T. Higgins emerges as wide receiver 2, but now he's going to have to take the role of wide receiver 1 heading into the Patriots game. And of course, the defense is ass. That's why they're no higher than 24. Also, the fact they lost to the damn Jets. At number 23, we got the Miami Dolphins. Rounding off a couple straight wins is pretty damn good. Devon Achane looking very solid on the rushing game. Jalen Waddle emerging himself as the wide receiver 1 in Tyreek Hill's absence. Defense took a hit with Jalen Phillips leaving, but honestly, they're starting to hold their ground. This Miami team could be scary if you do underestimate them. You don't look past this team. At number 22, we have the Minnesota Vikings at this spot. I'm putting them above Miami because Vikings have a better defense. And yes, I know, the rush attack's good, but the passing attack, not been so great. J.J. McCarthy still's got a lot to learn. I don't think he's ready yet to start. Justin Jefferson's starting to get frustrated, and Jordan Addison, of course, a good wide receiver 2. Jalen Nailor's starting to emerge as a wide receiver 3 too. Van Geekel's return to the Vikings has definitely helped this defense a lot. And yeah, this defense is pretty good. Just the offense holding them back. Number 21, we actually got the Arizona Cardinals. They're honestly not even doing this bad this season. Like, Jacoby Brissett's offense is definitely a lot better than Kyler's. I'm actually glad they made the change. She put up 47 completions, an NFL record, and almost 500 yards against the 49ers, yet only threw 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. But his offense is moving the ball a lot better now that he is in the starting lineup. Don't get me started about the defense, because that defense definitely surprised me. Josh Sweat was a huge addition to this team, and yeah, they're not even doing that bad. But they're almost the same record as us. That's why they're only number 21. At number 20, we actually do have the Dallas Cowgirls. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to switch that real quick. Just give me a minute. There we go. Yep, that should be good now. Just noticed that the Cardinals beat the Cowgirls on Monday night, like a couple weeks ago. Dallas has an insane offense led by Dakota Prescott. Of course, you got, a run game that's consisting of, wait a minute. Javonte Williams, who's actually doing pretty well for himself. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens on the wide receiver core. Jake Ferguson, who's a solid tight end. Yeah, their offense is amazing. Defense is starting to emerge just a little bit as well, but I'm not too sold on Dallas, since they're not making the playoffs anytime soon, Jerry. This was before the game, of course. At number 19, we actually did have the Houston Texans. Great defense, I will say that. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter leading the bunch. Kalen Bullock, of course, at the safety spot. Stingley leading the secondary. It's just the offense that holds him back. C.J. Stroud's been a shell of his former self. He's also been injured with a concussion. So Davis Mills has been playing, and he's been playing enough to win. Especially for guys like Nico Collins and also Nick Chubb and Woody Marks. It's honestly not been a bad offense at all. At number 18, yes. The Carolina Panthers are 18. Trash passing offense except when they play the Falcons. Russian offense, pretty impressive. Rico Dowdle had a nice stretch of games where he ran for 200 all-purpose yards in a couple straight games. Took a little bit of a step back, but I think he's still RB1. Tevin Miller's emerging as an Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Defense, honestly, not been that bad. At least not as bad as people assumed them to be. I mean, they thought they were going to be ass, but they've been at least serviceable. And Panthers also have a winning record. The Panthers have a better record than the Chiefs. What kind of planet are we living in? And of course, at number 17, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Offense, didn't look that great against the Browns, but other than that, offense led by Lamar Jackson actually looks pretty nice. Defense was the biggest concern after the early weeks, but I think it's safe to say that defense definitely improved. Especially the rookies, Mike Green and Malachi Starks. Their impact on that defense has definitely been something you can't ignore, and it's exciting to see. Zach Orr, you are very lucky. Moving on to the top half, at number 16, we got the Detroit Lions. I think they're 6-4 right now still. Other than the tough teams that they played, they've been actually really good. Did beat the Bucs. Jared Goff, other than that horrible games he's had where he's been pressured all game long, he's been pretty nice. The running back duo of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery definitely helping out. J-Mo's starting to emerge as wide receiver 2. Amon-Ra St. Brown is having himself a pretty solid year. Sam Laporta is a really good tight end. Don't get me started on the defense. Defense looked a lot better without Aaron Glenn. That's for damn sure. Start taking names, Detroit, because you can only get so far. At number 15, this is going to surprise a lot of people, but at 15 I got the Chiefs, who are 5-5 right now. Now hold on, let me explain. People got to understand, this is not the team they used to be. Patrick Mahomes, he's still good, it's just, with all these injuries and suspensions, it's been a little rough for him. Rasheed Rice is back. Travis Kelce's starting to emerge again. Xavier Worthy, he's a good wide receiver too. Running game, honestly, actually pretty solid, I suppose. Rashard Smith definitely helping out along with Kareem Hunt in the power game. Pacheco's injury doesn't really do too much, to be fair. As for defense, they got some young studs on that defense. It's just they need to start locking in. They need to stop allowing these last-second, wins for the other teams. They just lost to the Broncos on a game-losing field goal. They're actually winless in close games, so yeah, you're welcome as far as how you want to know how they're 5-5. This is still a playoff team, though. Don't count them out just yet. At number 14, we got the LA Chargers. Yikes. They had a really good start, but then as of late, they have not looked great. They just got blown up by almost 30 points by the Jags. Other than that game, Justin Herbert's been a very solid quarterback, definitely top half in the league. With Najee Harris and Amari Hampton out, Kenmani Vidal has actually stepped up to the plate big time. Quentin Johnston's having himself a pretty good season. He has not looked great in the past few weeks. Lad McConkey and Keenan Allen have started to emerge as top 2 wide receiver targets. And Amar Gadsden is starting to emerge as a tight end 1, which is really interesting to see. And of course, the defense is really only good if you have Khalil Mack. Derwin James can't carry that entire unit, but I know Jim Harbaugh knows what he's doing. Speaking of the Jags, they are actually going to be number 13 in my power rankings. How about that? Trevor Lawrence has been okay. Running game has actually been very solid, especially from ETN to Bayshore Tootin. Jags definitely needed Jacoby Myers because Travis Hunter's out for the year with, I think it was the LCL. And Brian Thomas has been very inconsistent and also a little bit hurt as well. But then the defense comes around. Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen, Devin Lloyd, and company have been just killing it. This team's currently second in the AFC South, so if the Colts lose to the Chiefs and Jags win their game against the Cardinals, maybe they might be able to challenge for that division title. Trevor Lawrence just needs to start playing better. At number 12, we got the Green Bay Packers. Solid offense. Jordan Love's a very nice quarterback. Josh Jacobs a good running back. Wide receiver core, yeah, a little bit questionable in my opinion, but Tucker Kraft was a great tight end until he got hurt. Now, as for the defense, a little inconsistent. And this team has a bad habit of playing down to their competition. Who do you think you are, the Steelers? At number 11, we got the Chicago Bears, actually outside the top 10. I know you're asking, why in the world are they only number 11? They've been winning games. Yeah, they've been getting lucky wins. He got a win against the freaking Raiders and the J.J. McCarthy-led Vikings. Caleb Williams has actually been playing pretty well this season. Odunze's having a breakout year. DeAndre Swift's looking like a great running back. And Monongai as well. Colston Loveland's emerging as a tight end 1. And as for defense, good names there as well. Tremaine Edmonds out there alongside Kevin Byard. pretty good stuff. Well-rounded team. This team actually could make the playoffs this year. And at the top 10, we start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Defense has looked a lot better in recent weeks. The offense, yeah, they definitely need to work on that. Aaron Rodgers is going to try to play against the Bears, even though it probably isn't wise to. DK Metcalf's looking like a good receiver if they start throwing him the ball. But the defense has been pretty much carrying this limping offense all the way to this winning record they got right now. And at number 9, we got the San Francisco 49ers. Matt Jones played well while Brock Purdy was hurt, and when Brock Purdy did come back, and also George Kittle near the beginning of the season, they started to make a big impact as well. I'm very surprised to see Christian McCaffrey stay healthy as well. Can't say the same for the defense, but they've honestly been not that bad without Bosa and Warner. Pretty good players on their team, you know, Charles Lenoir, you also got Alfred Williams, the rookie, and you also got the linebacker, I forgot his name. His first name's like Tatum or something. Either way, this defense has not looked that bad at all, and the offense, pretty nice. Definitely could challenge the Rams for that NFC West title, but I'm not banking on it. And now we're on to the top 8. Number 8, of course, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield looked like an early MVP candidate, but has definitely struggled in the past couple games. You know, of course, the injuries are starting to catch up to them. Defense doesn't look that good either. Todd Bowles, I tried to tell people, is holding his team back. They got way too much talent to be, you know, sitting with this kind of record right now to not absolutely dominate the NFC South. Yeah, guys, I'm not even kidding. They're only a half a game ahead of the Panthers. So legitimately, if Panthers win and Bucks lose, the Panthers are going to be at first place in the NFC South. Hey, Bucks, lock in. And at number 7, we have the Buffalo Bills, who just lost to Houston last night. Some of these teams I'm putting above others because of the head-to-heads. For example, Bills beat the Bucks in Week 11. Josh Allen, other than that game, has actually looked pretty solid. James Cook has been elite, getting 1,000-yard season for the 3rd straight year. Haven't really found the true receiver one, even though Shakir looks like the front runner right now. And the defense, yeah, Ed Oliver kind of takes away the interior, but they've honestly been not terrible in the yardage game. Yeah, if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over so much, or at least the offense doesn't, the Bills' defense is honestly not that bad. But since there were like 3 turnovers in that game, yeah, Bills definitely struggled on defense, especially defending the red zone. At number 6, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I dropped them a little bit because of the fact they lost to the Rams by 2 and Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. But the defense is definitely stepping up. Sam Darnold has been having a great season other than that game, so hopefully he'll bounce back, especially against the Titans of all teams. Justice Smith-Njigba was the top 5 receiver in the NFL. Kenneth Walker's starting to play well again. This team could definitely go a long way. And I know Vikings fans are kicking themselves right now because they didn't franchise tag Darnold. At number 5, we have the Denver Broncos. Yeah. I would put them below Seahawks, but I can't put them below them because they're 9-2. They keep finding ways to win. No matter how ugly the wins are, they keep finding ways to get the W. Offense may not look that great. Bo Nix definitely had the sophomore slump. RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins were definite key additions. Art Harvey in the receiving game and Dobbins in the rushing game, even though Dobbins is out for the season now. Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant are starting to emerge as wide receivers. Offensive line is amazing. And as far as defense, I mean, probably the best defense in terms of sacks. And more than likely, the best defense in football. Texans and Falcons definitely have a strong case. Well, maybe not the Falcons, but the Texans definitely do have a strong case. But right now, I think Denver still has the best defense in football right now. At number 4, I'm actually going to put the Indianapolis Colts, surprisingly. I just looked at it. I thought I had the Rams and Colts in 3 and 4, but I forgot the Rams beat the Colts. I have the Colts at 3, so I decided to move him down to 4. Daniel Jones has definitely revived his career. Jonathan Taylor's looking like the best player in football right now, so he's looking like an Offensive Player of the Year, potential MVP candidate. Solid receiver core in Pittman, Downs, and Pierce. Tyler Warren's starting to emerge as a tight end as well. And the defense, yeah, that much better. Zaire Franklin, Nate Cross, and company, DeForest Buckner, Latu as well. Shane Steichen has definitely turned his team around. So the problem was Anthony Richardson. Anyways, at number 3, we have those same LA Rams. offense is amazing with Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. 3 tight end formations as well, and they got some good ones. I think it's Ferguson, Higbee, and Parkinson. And don't get me started on that defense. I mean, they got weapons everywhere. Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Jared Verse, Cam Kitchens, Cam Curl, just to name a few. Even making Emmanuel Forbes look like a good corner. This team is legit. It's going to be a second straight year where you do not want to play the ramp. At number 2, we actually had the New England Patriots. Drake Mays looked like the MVP this year. Running ball, Travion Henderson's looked like an RB1. Hey Patriots, you sure you want to have Ramondre Stevenson starting? Stephon Diggs was a good addition as a wide receiver 1. Allowed Kayshon Boutte and Mario Douglas to really get some good stats. Hunter Henry's a very solid tight end as always. As for defense, Christian Gonzalez, Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane. I mean, this defense is loaded. Coach of the Year alert. It's probably going to be Mike Vrabel or Shane Steichen this year. And of course, that leaves the top spot in the power rankings to the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. It's tough to admit, but they are the best team in football right now. I know they got blown out by the Giants. I know they lost to the Broncos. But this is still a very good team. Jalen Hurts, a dual-threat quarterback. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith have some great games from time to time. Dallas Goedert, very solid tight end. Saquon and Tank Bixby, definitely a good 1-2 punch in the run game. Where this defense or team plays best is actually their defense. Big defensive linemen, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter definitely hold it down. Jalen Phillips was a huge addition for them. Also with Quinyon Mitchell actually improving. Cooper DeJean as well. You also got Zach Bond, who is an all-pro. I mean, you got weapons everywhere. It's going to be hard to stop this team. And this is your 32 NFL team power rankings at the end of Week 11 and heading into Week 12. Let's get ready for some football on Sunday. And also college football on Saturday as well. That'll do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you get this video, hit that thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. This is the Grizz signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care.